Hey everybody, Ashley here. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the foods that we are eating and how they're fueling our bodies. Because a lot of the times I think, and this is something that I know from my own personal experience, that we're so used to eating a certain way that we don't realize how it's affecting us and how it's making us actually feel. So, for example, in my life, I had a situation where I would wake up every single morning super congested, super stuffy, just like, what is going on? But I just kind of thought, hey, this is how I feel, like I didn't realize that that was something that I didn't necessarily have to continue dealing with. It was just kind of the normal everyday thing. And I know just from conversations that I've had with people around me, from clients and things like that, that it's something that a lot of people deal with. They wake up in the morning, they feel congested, or they just feel like tired all the time throughout the day. I mean, how often do we hear people talking about while they're at work that 2 o'clock exhaustion kicking in, or after lunch they have, feeling like kind of comatose and they don't have the energy to keep going and doing all the things that they have to do throughout the day. And I think it's really interesting, and it's something that I've experienced and dealt with personally because, like I said, I spent my life eating a certain way and then realizing, hey, I kind of want to see what it's like to not feel this way anymore. And so I started playing around with different foods that I was eating, switching up my diet and being a little bit more conscious about the things I was eating, listening to how they were affecting my body. I did this amazing reset where for 21 days, I kind of slowly started to eliminate things to kind of remove the type of it was animal proteins I got rid of for a while. It was dairy I got rid of for a while. It was grains I got rid of for a while. And it was just seeing what I felt like. And I got this amazing mental clarity. And then I slowly started to reintroduce foods back into my diet so that I could see what the heck was the culprit. And I can tell you that I learned certain foods, processed foods, tons of dairy and things like that were the culprit for the congestion that I was feeling when I was waking up in the morning. So I learned through trial and error, through being more conscious about my eating, how that was for me and how I could figure out how to move forward. And so today I wanted to just talk a little bit about that and what you can do to kind of start figuring that out for yourself as well. So it comes down to just being a little bit more conscious about the foods that you're fueling your body with, because you have to think about it, you guys. Like, this body, it's our tank, it's our temple, it is what we have, it's where our amazing soul is, and it's what carries us throughout every single day. So it gives us the energy, it gives us, the ability to do all the things that we want to do. So are we fueling it with the right things that are going to allow us to do everything that we want to do? And sometimes that's hard to figure out. So an easy trick that you can kind of start listening to tune into your body is, pay attention to the foods that you're eating and how they make you feel about 20 minutes after you eat them, or the next morning. So, for example, if you're eating something and 20 minutes later you're feeling exhausted, you feel like you just want to go lay down and take a nap, that's your body telling you that it doesn't agree with you. It's not fueling your body properly and making you feel good, because food is fuel and that's the whole point, right? So you have to think about that and thinking about eating foods that are going to properly nourish you, but also eating foods that are good for the environment, right? So there's this whole big philosophy that, if you're someone that eats animal proteins and things like that, that the way that the animal is treated, you're, digesting that experience. So whether or not they're treated fairly or treated cruel or whatever, you're consuming that. And that's just a philosophy that I've read about and found to be kind of interesting. But if you're someone that does eat animal proteins, which I do, I don't eat a ton of them, but once in a while I will. And it's about focusing on, where does that protein come from? So trying to be more conscious about where you're getting your food from. So, trying to get it maybe from a farm or something like that, they're doing their best to treat the animals in a as in the nicest way possible. I mean, obviously there has to be some end game where they're getting them for the meat and all of that, but making sure that they're being able to roam free and having the best life possible up till that moment, that's huge. I mean, that's just a peace of mind, and that you're consuming proteins and things like that that are being taken care of, being treated fairly, that aren't being stuffed with antibiotics and things like that because they're sick and they're confined in small spaces. But then also thinking about where your eggs coming from. Are they from chickens and that are roaming free and cage free and all of that stuff? So just kind of starting to think about where your food is coming from, trying to take advantage of local foods and things like that. So one hand of things, it's paying attention to how is the food you're consuming making you feel, but then also the quality of the food that you're eating. So those kind of go hand in hand, and when you start to know what it is that you're eating and where it's coming from, it's a very, very powerful thing. So an easy way just to do that simple check is just to pay attention to, are the foods that you're eating making you feel good, making you feel energized, or are they making you feel lethargic and tired and like you just want to go lay down? Are you waking up in the morning feeling congested and stuffy and groggy and with, bags under your eyes? And I'm not talking about if you had a bad night's sleep. I'm talking about if you still get 8 hours of sleep and you wake up feeling that way. Chances are something that you're eating, it's your body's way of telling you it doesn't agree with what you're eating. And I can promise you that you might feel like it's the way that you're used to feeling and it's just how it is, but it's not. I promise you guys from personal experience, from helping other people as well, discover that there are things that if you just make little tweaks, you will feel better and you'll have this amazing mental clarity, you'll have this energy, and it's just making sure that you're eating the right stuff in the right amounts. Maybe you're not eating enough, maybe you're eating too much, because there are people that have both ends of those spectrums. And so I just encourage you to start thinking about where your food is coming from and how your body is reacting to what it is that you're eating. So that's a little tip for you today. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, and I look forward to connecting with you all soon.